from the UFC Apex in Las Vegas, it's time! 5 rounds in the UFC heavyweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist holding professional record, 31 wins, 7 losses. He stands 6 feet 7 inches tall, weighing in at 261 pounds. Fighting out of Moscow, Russia, presenting the number 7 ranked heavyweight contender in the world, Alexander Drago Volkov. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist holding professional record, 13 wins, 2 losses, 1 no contest. He stands 6 feet 4 inches tall, weighing in at 247 pounds. Fighting out of Chicago, Illinois, presenting the number 3 ranked heavyweight contender in the world, Curtis Razor Blades.
All right, gentlemen, we've been over the rules. Protect yourself at all times. Follow my instructions. You're gonna keep it clean, touch gloves, let's do it.
So Elevation Fight Team trying to get the bookend wins tonight. Austin Hubbard began the evening with a huge win over Max Roshkoff, and now Curtis Blades will try to cash here as a -400 favorite.
Ready, fight!
All right, tonight's fight clock is brought to you by Toyo Tires, the official tire of UFC. Curtis Blades is in black. Volkov is in white. Early single leg for Blades. And he dumps Volkov. So if you had under 10 seconds for the first takedown, go cash your ticket.
This was my big concern for Volkov because I mentioned the fight with Verdun before, and Verdun, whilst being a terrific grappler, isn't necessarily the best takedown artist, and he got Volkov down time and time again.
Stand up. Stand up and face us.
Well, look at this. Nice work.
I love how he hooked that ankle, and that's what stopped Volkov from being able to use the fence. Is Blades got right in between him and the fence. He'll hook that right leg of Volkov and get between him and the fence. But this is what I was talking about. Look at all the energy that Volkov's going to use carrying the weight of Blades here as he works his way up.
You know, for Volkov, though, being 6'7", being a former professional kickboxer, he said, this is every time I fight. Everybody always wants to take me down. So, you know, he's prepared for this. He's been here before. He knows what to do. But that said, there is levels to the game. And I would say Curtis is by far the best wrestler that he's faced so far.
Blades came in with a division high historically. 45 takedowns, already 2 can be added to that total here. About a minute gone by.
Yeah, and you see how he's over the top of the head of Volkov. It makes Volkov not be able to get his hips underneath him. His head's still lower than his hips. And that really carries a lot of weight. It makes you very tired when your head is low like that and Blades is higher than him.
Yeah, Volkov is just being nice and patient now. You see him here. Okay, he's eating those knees to the butt. They're not nice. They do hurt. But he's just like, okay, I'll ride out this position. I'll wait for you to let go of your grip. Because that's what he's got to do. You notice a second ago, Volkov tried to stand up in this position here. Then he went back down to a knee because he was worried about going for a ride, about being thrown in the air. At least in this position here, it's not a 50-50, but they're kind of in a stalemate.
Well, Blades definitely has the hand control, and I wouldn't say it's a stalemate. I'd say Volkov's getting dominated.
Well, it wasn't a second ago, mate. It was definitely a stalemate.
I disagree completely, but that's okay. And right now we got Blades with double underhooks as Volkov tries to work his way to the feet. And right now it's pure heavy weight over the top of Volkov's head. I mean, this is not where Volkov wants to be in any shape or form.
No, far from it, but you can't freak out. You've got to take your time and be composed. You know, the fact of the matter is he is in this position, so you've just got to, like, you know, you've got to be strategic. You can't freak out. You can't spaz out. You've just got to see what Curtis is going to give him, because right now he's on top. He's got a grip, and he's kneeing his backside repeatedly, and those do hurt.
I'd like to see Volkov get the hand control back. He needs to get his right hand. He can dig his left hand in between the hands of Blades and be able to pop that wrist out. He's got to get his hand back if he's going to get out of this position. Then after he gets his hand back, I'd like to see him move that left elbow in between him and Blades and scrape Blades off on the fence. But the first step is hand control. He's got to get that. Volkov has to get his right hand back or else he's not getting out of here. And he's just holding on to Blades' hand there so Blades can't better his position, but Volkov's also stuck here.
Most takedowns Volkov has previously surrendered in the UFC 3 against Fabricio Verdum. That was back in 2018. Already 4 for Curtis Blades here through 3.5 minutes.
Straight on the face and just carrying all the weight. I mean, this is like high school wrestling 101. You get the body control, you get hand control, you hang over the top, and you just ride people. How many times have we seen Cain Velasquez in the early days do this to guys, punching them, wailing on them, and then when they get up, he hits them with punches again. You know, Blades doesn't even let go of anybody. He just stays on top of you, grinds, and rides you out position-wise. I mean, there's nothing Volkov's doing here to get out of this other than just waiting and hoping Blades makes a mistake.
Well, he's waiting for Blades to separate his grip. That's what he's waiting for. And then when he separates his grip, he can make his move. Well, until he does that, there's not much else he can do.
The issue is he's losing the hand control war here with Curtis Blades, so you can't get up unless you win the hand control. It's hand control, then you stand to your feet, and Blades is winning the hand control.
He's trying to get the Kimura here. He's getting the Kimura grip, of course. There's no submission threat, per se.
Total strikes, no surprise to see them piling up for Curtis Blades here. Herb Dean monitoring the action closely, but Blades staying busy.
There you go. Now Volkov has his hands back. Now he's got to keep his balance, try to stay up on his feet, and he can't because Blades
defense
always attacks the balance. If he's not attacking the hand control, he's attacking your balance. And this is what you also see Khabib Nurmagomedov do so well. He hangs in this position, controls the hands. When you try to stand up, he breaks your balance, gets the body lock again, and keeps dragging you down, and that's what we're seeing Blades do here.
All Curtis Blades in round 1. Round 2 begins on the feet. It's yours next.
The same thing. You just
Дыши, вдох, выдох, грудь распрями.
just keep calm.
Вдох, выдох. Возможно, сейчас дернет и будет бить. Да, там обманку будет делать, но наверняка будет делать то же самое. Держи дистанцию. И сам.
Keep distance.
Kenny Johnson, bolt wrestling among those in the corner of Alexander Volkov. And you see Cody Donovan, who maybe doesn't get the credit he deserves as a chief corner. Did a great job, of course, with Austin Hubbard tonight, and he has been by Curtis Blades' side. Really for the last half a decade there in Colorado. Nice land by Blades early round 2.
I knew this is what Blades was going to do. He's got to be careful. Because now Volkov, all his attention is to stopping the takedown. And then this is when Curtis does his best work with the hands.
Volkov's best punch is his right uppercut. And that's what Blades got to watch out for. But Blades' best punch is that right hand.
And Blades didn't seem too concerned with the Volkov power, having been in there with guys like Alistair Overeem, Mark Hunt, and one Francis Ngannou.
Hey, when you've been hit by Ngannou, you're not bothered about anybody's power. Oh, there it was.
You can see how powerful Blades is when he lands those punches. Incredible. And that shot plowed right through, kept running his feet, and now we're right back in round 1 again.
Too good, too good. And now if you're Volkov, you're battling frustration, I would imagine, in some part.
He's got to get to a hip, staying square on your butt like this. It allows Blades to stay very strong. You'll see Blades get behind him again. At least he got the whizzer. That's the overhook with that left arm Volkov got. But now you're seeing Blades control the hands again on that far side up against the fence, and that's the issue. He's got to get his hand control back.
If Volkov is able to separate here, if he can break the grip and get out into the open, he's got to let his hands go, because if he hesitates again, this is what Curtis is just going to do time and time again. this is even worse for Volkov now because they're away from the fence. In the early days of MMA, they wanted you against the fence because, you know, they punish you up against the fence. But these days, you use that to stand up. Now for Volkov, getting back to his feet, unless he's got some really nice sweeps, it's going to be a lot harder.
7 takedowns and counting for Curtis Blades. His career best in the UFC is 10.
That's where the elbows start. He's going to fight for it, and that's when he starts. No can opener. Watch his hips. Follow his hips.
Volkov trying to control posture here.
Yep, in the hand position. I need that other hand off the floor, bro. Let's go. Come on, get that other hand off the floor. There we go. There we go.
Volkov is savvy on the ground, though. I mean, I mentioned that fight with Verdum again. Obviously, Verdum, one of the best heavyweights in the world at jiu-jitsu. And, you know, he was able to get back to his feet. He was able to defend submissions. You know, and it looks like, you know, potential for an armbar there because Curtis keeps leaving that right arm outstretched. But he's got to be aware of that.
Yes, sir.
Volkov, a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu brown belt, has a lot of good chokes in his arsenal. And some special ones that he referenced with us on Thursday, but the opportunities for him in this fight thus far have been few and far between.
Right now, Volkov, it would do really good for him to start getting his legs into this equation from the bottom. Put him on the hips of Blades, maybe try to off-balance him with some butterfly hooks, something. But right now, with Volkov on the outside of Curtis Blades' arms, while Curtis Blades has the inside position here, he's allowed to keep elbowing him, control the position, and the clock could just burn here, and Blades is using no energy whatsoever.
He's also not offering much offense, though, either. He's got to be careful because Herb might stand them up. I mean, he's got a great position. This is where he wants him. But as we know, you have to work in this position. And, you know, he's winning. He's on top, but he's not particularly busy.
His hands are on the mat, so that's one thing. Now he got the hands off the mat. Now he might be able to get to work. But when you put your hands on the mat, it allows Volkov to get those overhooks, and it limits his movement.
Hands on his chest. Both hands. Both hands. I need you to win this hand position.
Oh, there we go.
That'll buy him some more time.
That'll wake Volkov up as well, or put you to sleep, one or the other. Oh, and again.
We saw this on Overeem.
Yep.
When we saw Blades land those elbows on Overeem, it was scary. And he's looking to do the same thing here.
Trying to elbow guys' heads through the canvas. Less than a minute here to go in round 2. It has been all Curtis Blades thus far. Ground control time, almost 8 minutes. You see Volkov getting on a hip here, but that guard is closed,
Yeah, I mean, he's got to put the feet on the hips here. Right now, you're not threatening any submissions. You're not off-balancing. You're not working inside position. You're not working hand control. You're pretty much just making sure Blades doesn't knock you out on the floor. There we go. Now he's trying to get his legs involved, but Blades, there we go.
Volkov right to his feet, immediately lands the body kick.
He should have done that 3 minutes ago, though.
Another late shot around from Blades.
Whoa, down he
No
goes.
surprise, he lands it. Round 3 next.
I'm gonna find. And I'm gonna kill. Every last one of them.
Rated M for mature.
PlayStation.
All right, back live in Vegas. Dom, if you like offensive wrestling and MMA, this is the fight for you.
Right here, you see the jab to set it up, a low kick. And, you know, when you start throwing those strikes, you get the man thinking about what's coming next. Nice right hand by Blades. And right here, right hand straight to a power double off the jab. Finish it, pulls the leg right through, runs his feet, doesn't fall to the floor before his opponent. Perfect execution on the double leg.
All right, round 3 is brought to you by P3, the official protein snack of UFC.
Yeah, so Volkov, you know, he's going to make some changes. You see his lower base there. That's what I was going to say. He's going to lower his base. He's going to be busier with that jab. Try and catch Curtis on the way in. Throw a right hand behind it. Pump a 1-2. if he can manage to put Curtis on the back foot, he's going to have more success. Of course, easier said than done. He's a big guy. And there, almost. He's doing the right thing. He's got to use that underhook with the left arm and really pump it up. And then try and underhook with the right arm as well. And if you're Volkov right now, you're thinking, man, I don't believe this. We're 40 seconds into the third round, and I'm right back in this position.
Square on the fence.
There it is.
Blades is good with backing out and start. He looks like he's very comfortable on his feet, though. And he looks like he wants to just strike right now. He's not even trying to force the grappling too much yet.
The thing is, we're in the third round now. And of course, Curtis is a very good athlete. He trains at elevation as well, so he's got a great gas tank on him. But he is slowing down a little bit, and Volkov is having success at defending the takedowns more here. And this is great work for Volkov. He's managed to turn him now. Now he's going to try and disengage. Push those knees in close.
Nice jab. I mean, nice jab. And you see Volkov just crumble because he doesn't want to get his butt pulled out and slammed to the floor. So he just crumbles and tries to restart from scratch. But look at his knees turned out. He's square on the fence. Blades is tight. He's not in any danger. And when you can take somebody down as much as Blades has, you're just confident in the rest of your game from there.
And his corner, Volkov's corner, seemed pretty frustrated. They felt like maybe there was an opportunity to get his back off of the fence, and he was unable to do so. Coming up on 3 minutes to go in round 3 of a possible 5. So the heavyweight record for takedowns in a fight, 11 by Cain Velasquez against Junior Dos Santos back at UFC 155. 9 for Blades thus far, and certainly plenty of time with which to work.
Blades would do good to come up top to the head of Volkov here, maybe threaten a guillotine and just keep crushing him. Staying on the legs here is good. You're going to hold Volkov down, but there's not a lot of threat of that finish with your head down at the hips of Volkov here.
That's what he's going to try and do. He's going to try and get up. He's going to try and get on those knees and then force his way up. But Curtis knows what he's doing. He's turning the angle, going to the side. I mean, the one thing that Volkov is doing well is he's still not flat on his back. He's still able to fight this. Maybe pin on your left hand now, because he's got the whizzer. He's got the overhook with the right hand. Pin the left hand and try and stand up. But with a big man like Curtis that can wrestle so well, it's not always that easy.
Well, right after tonight's main event, don't miss a recap of all the action on the UFC post show on ESPN Plus. Heidi, Dom, Michael, and I'll break it all down right after this main event. It is only on ESPN Plus.
I mean, how many times have we really seen a fighter like Khabib in his weight class be in this exact position, hammering people up against the fence? This is just a wrestling technique right here where you hook that ankle, and if they can't get that leg out, it's a problem. Now he's behind him, cutting in between him and the fence. So now Volkov can't use the fence to get up. He's got the hand control, making him carry his weight. I mean, it's picture perfect, high-level positional wrestling here. Now maybe start attacking with the right arm, start hammering Volkov up against the fence to really get some damage in there. I think he can get the finish. If he can get Volkov this tired, he can get the finish. He's just got to find the position for it.
Well, Volkov needs to keep hold of that underhook like his life depends on it. And now he's pushing down on the head, though, and abandoning that position.
First thing he's got to do is get that right leg out from underneath.
Yeah, it's impossible to stand up with that leg there.
It's work.
Now, here we go. I mean, 45 seconds left. Oh, he's trying. He's trying for a guillotine. I mean, why not?
You have to stay on top of his legs. Good. You come up first.
This is just so frustrating for Volkov, though. I mean, he wants to fight. He wants to get back to his feet. He wants to throw the strikes. And it's so just disheartening, you know. I mean, Curtis is fighting his fight. He's doing what he needs to do to win this fight. All right, Volkov, what you got for 15 seconds?
Right.
That right knee.
I think a high kick.
Right, gotta start mixing in those high
Got to
kicks.
start throwing in something explosive.
Yes.
He's going to go for broke because he's clearly 3 rounds down. So now it's a case of just go for it.
Paul Curtis Blades through 15 minutes.
Just start touching the boxing right now.
Hey. Have a seat. Big deep breath.
Big deep breath. I want you to, you gotta slow the heart rate down. So do me a favor. All we need to think about right now is conditioning and staying sharp. I don't want you throwing big shots. I just want you to touch till you see the shot. When the shot's available, you take it. But I want you to touch your way there, okay? No big shot. Light punches, just slow the heart rate. Light punches. There we go. Bring it down.
We're trying to find some more traditional positions. I want you to get on your attack.
So long.
Listen, I know he is.
Top-ranked boxing coming up later tonight, 11 p.m. Eastern Time. WBO Junior Featherweight title holder Emmanuel Navarrete taking on Uriel Lopez. It's all your way later tonight as the combat sports action continues on ESPN and ESPN Deportes. All right, round 4 here, Volkov and Blades. We'll see if Alexander takes some risks here before we go back to the canvas.
Sorry, John. That's just so annoying for Volkov. I mean, this is where he's been the entire fight. The first kick in the first seconds of the 4th round and right back to square one. You know, I was going to say Volkov definitely has the conditioning because his workout room is next to my hotel room.
Yeah.
And last night at 10 o'clock at night, I'm trying to get to sleep, and all I'm going to hear is him crushing the pads with Russian hip-hop blaring.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know Russian hip-hop was a thing. It's pretty good, though. Some good beats.
Yes.
But Volkov was adding the soundtrack with the kicks for hours.
I had Oscar Pijota's workout room next to me. I was almost knocking on that door last night.
Oh, yeah, I walked out. I'm like, what's going on? And then I'm like, oh, okay, fair enough. It's fine.
Nice job for Volkov getting back up, but Blades has now tied the UFC heavyweight record for takedowns in a fight, 11 of 16 thus far.
Yeah, this is nice for Volkov. That's great work. I mean, that sends a big message. There's still 2 rounds left. He was able to get back up. He was able to separate the grip, and he's able to start throwing some shots. Oh, but look at that. I mean, great work by Curtis. Fantastic work. Isn't over yet.
The striker, Michael Bisping, every time the wrestler shoots.
I'm not biased. I got no horse in the, no money on this, of course, but yeah, I just feel his pain. I've been there many times.
Nice job by Volkov. He's finally starting to get ahead on a couple of these takedowns and maybe stuff a few, but now you got Blades ready to fire the hands too, so
yes,
this is where Volkov needs to start attacking the body.
Curtis is looking a little wobbly, a little shaky, but that said, still got the presence of mind to get the takedown when he needs it.
Ну и мудак же ты, Волков, мудачище. Вот такого мудака я еще не видел, такого позорного боя. Какой-то ужас. Я уже не в силах смотреть это. Я последние мои силы заканчиваются тут смотреть бред. Ну смотри, какой он беспомощный. Если ты не умеешь бороться, то какого хера ты полез туда, в этот самый, с этим борцом? Зараза такая, Волков, скотина.
Volkov is only stuffed a few of them, so it's hard to get tired when you keep getting these positions that Blades in, where you can just kind of sit for a second, throw
Все, я не могу больше это смотреть, я извиняюсь. Этот мудак Волков, он проиграл, можете даже не сомневаться. Ничего там красивого нету и потеря времени. Все, ребята. Ну смотри. Только руки может держать, ну ёбни хотя бы ему по роже, блин, этому черного скотину, это черное. Ну что это такое, ну это кошмар какой-то.
Blades, of course, trains at altitude
Все, ребята, он проиграл.